Hello everyone, my name is Hjalli and welcome to my home. And today we are doing something new and we are checking out the demo for Night Shift 1999. So I heard about this game actually on Tumblr and I checked out the game dev's profile on Tumblr. Her name is Georgina. I will post a bunch of links down below to her, at least her Tumblr page, and to the game, of course, this demo. But I just saw screenshots of this on Tumblr and I became very interested because it's vampires and I really liked the art. And according to a post on Georgina's Tumblr, she said, if you are a Interview with the Vampire, Being Human, or What We Do in the Shadows fan, that you won't want to miss out on this visual novel. Excuse me, oh my god. That where you are a gay homosexual gay vampire trying to pay your rent in King's Cross, Sydney during 1999 and maybe even find love along the way, who knows. So I was very interested, saw this on Tumblr, downloaded it off of itch, and we are here now and we are going to check this thing out. Haven't played a visual novel in a while. The depth that is able to just be created with black and white, I'm like, this is awesome. Very impressive to me as someone who does not do this art. I'm like, wow, how did you do this? Night Shift 1999. Ooh, all right. So, Lovebirds International, Kebab House, Lebanese, Tandoor Hotel, Pizza. So, it's been a long time since I've been in a city like this one. Long enough that I can't recognize the cars and buildings anymore. Trams, sure. Trains I get too, not much different than before, but these things? The roads are cramped more than the sidewalks. At least the pandemonium isn't anything different. In fact, the chaos seems organized compared to what it's been like in the past. There's still the odd fool to walk straight out into the street, but the braking is quicker. Now there's no horses to contend with now. Ooh. So we're not super used to cars, we're more used to horses. I looked through the lease I signed a couple weeks ago. It wasn't easy finding a place that doesn't care if you're employed or not, so I don't really know what to expect from my new dwelling. Money. That'll be another problem soon, too. I narrowly pass through the bustling bodies of people wandering the streets. It's getting quieter the further I walk, but there's still groups of partygoers clustered together. This close to people after... God, it's been too many years to count. All I've had is a crypt and a corpse for company. It's intoxicating. I turn a corner and there it is, my new home dazzling with bright, shining lights in every window. The building towers over the suburb for eons, the tallest thing in the area, and I can't help my apprehension. All of these apartments this close together, how many warm bodies are packed in there like sardines? Yeah, I'm very intrigued to see who exactly we are. Obviously this is very new to us and we haven't been around people in a while. Maybe the crypt was a better option. I walk through the sliding doors and get started. 10 floors is a way to go. No elevator? Lofty ceilings, fully functional kitchenette, and plenty of room to grow. That's what the flyer had said when I picked it out. Apart from there being plenty of room to grow, it seems true to its word. I've had what meager belongings I could scrounge together sent over already. Boxes clutter the room, spread around without much thought or care. And of course, a new bed. Since I've been asleep, there's been a boom in ease of shopping. I never thought I'd see the day you could buy something over the phone. But humans are nothing if not industrious, especially when it comes to convenience. The world runs on it. The only issue now is the huge window stretching across the entirety of the studio. That's not going to be conducive to my particular lifestyle. Weaving through my clutter, I take in the scenery. Ah, we are indeed in Sydney. It's such a shame to cover up this view. The hike up the stairs would be worth it if you could say good morning to the world each day. From up here, you can see all the boats. Boots? Boots in the harbor. Hello? From up here, you can see all the boats in the harbor, lazily drifting on the sea. There's tiny illuminated dots in the distance over the bridge, moving carefully as people make their way to their own homes. The city is in perpetual movement, no matter where you look. Ooh. Is that seagulls that we hear? I've missed all the fireworks, having been underground while everyone ushered in 1999. But it's still so bright out there, full of restless energy and the type of exuberance you only see once a year. I've never seen a city so bright before tonight. Every corner I look at is lit up, rivaling even the night sky itself. Actually, where are the stars? They've been dimmed in turn, turning the sky into a deep, endless blue. I wonder what it'll look like in another 20, 50, 100 years. Smog used to overshadow everything. Now new gases do. I know with certainty that one day it'll suffocate itself into silence. Though who can say for sure that I'll be there to see that? No matter how many times I go and come back, I never feel any older. I'm always just as starstruck as a newborn, forced to learn everything over and over for eternity. Well, here goes try number 5. I wonder what prompted us to seclude ourselves away for a while. Because we were in a crypt for a while just by ourselves. Now we're back for try number 5 to reintegrate ourselves kind of into society. I wonder if we'll learn that. I've come well prepared for this. Grabbing the stack of paper from my backpack, I start sticking it to the glass panes. Just paper? Okay. We're not even risking curtains. We're saying, nope, paper. Goodbye world, hello sanctuary. Oh, great. This doesn't make us look psychotic at all. Well, it's the first time I've done it in a while. It's nothing I'm unaccustomed to. Whenever, wherever I've resettled, it's what I do before anything else. After all, there's nothing scarier than daylight. Bit by bit, the landscape is covered up by flyers for album releases, upcoming movies, and cleaning services. I can't help but I have a few job listings I picked up along the way, too. I guess if it's like artsy, it's fine, but it does just look like random newspapers just pasted all over the place. It's hard finding employment when your academic references are over 100 years old, and you've got a gap in your history just about as long as that. But it's sink or swim, now more than ever. Alone for the first time in my life. Truly alone. I need to figure out how I'm going to live again. Even as antiquated as I am by now, there's nothing research can't fix. Naturally, that's exactly what I did before finalizing my move. Stepping back, I admire my handiwork before reaching into my bag once again. A resume. My resume. Neatly typed and printed. It turns out that typewriters have since been replaced during my absence, but I can't say it's for the worse. I rather like what I've seen of computers thus far. With some help from an internet cafe attendant who gave me more than a few confused glances, I was able to come up with this. Hey, we could just argue we're not from the city, and we don't really interact with computers a lot. It is only 1999. They'll have to forgive my lack of a headshot, but really there's nothing I could do about that unless I mailed the portrait my sire gave me along with it. Come tomorrow, I'll be dropping off my copies to every business in the area, but tonight I can relax. I wonder what we went to school for 100 years ago. Probably, most likely, maybe not an applicable degree anymore, but who knows? Who are we? I want more. It'll be good to get a feel for this place. It's been a long journey here, and an even longer journey before that. I think of my sire. I think of my first few months I was reintroduced to the world. I think of what it means to be without her now. But no matter. People come and go. A fresh start is exactly what I need to do exactly that. I climb into my coffin and close the lid. An early night sounds pretty good right now. As darkness welcomes me once again, sleep casts over me like a shroud. Despite it being the middle of winter, I can scarcely feel a chill. There's nothing but an overwhelming numbness spreading across my body. This is gorgeous. Ooh. Nassar? Here, look. Right there on the side of the neck. Isra. And I bite? That's it? She sighs gently, letting out half a laugh. Oh, is this me and my sire? Are we like reminiscing? It's a bit more complicated than that, but yes, bite. The person under me can't be more than a few years older than I am right now. What is he, 28, 29? I bite down. More than once. A lot more than once. All the while, my sire tries to guide my head to the right spot. She's speaking softly, her voice fading into the background as my ears fill with the rush of blood, a heartbeat thrumming hard and fast. It's not my own anymore. Mine stopped the day I was left in that shallow grave, a brick between my teeth and my hands tied behind my back. A false accusation, but people were scared and superstitious. Ironic that I ended up turning into the very thing they were afraid of, a vampire through and through. Now this is the closest I'll ever get to being alive again, when I'm taking someone else's. That's better. She hums, her hands stroking my hair. Next time, let's try not to take a chunk out of his shoulder, all right? She's so amused, so assured. It's like there's nothing wrong with this at all. Maybe it's true. It's only natural. The words echo around me, and all I'm left with is the feeling of her tender touch. It never feels like any time passes at all when I'm locked away in my coffin. It stretches on into an eternal night. Oh well, no time to dwell on that. First things first, I should look at a map. Or maybe the yellow pages, or both. Ah, good old yellow pages. That sounds best. I know I want to take a look at the hospital down the road, St. Vincent's. Vincent? Not that my medical knowledge will do much good with how things have evolved since I was last practicing. But maybe there'll be some sort of vacancy. Porter or cleaner or orderly. Well, I guess that makes sense. If she was like accused of being a vampire or even just witchcraft, makes sense if she had medical knowledge, because that's often, something that happened. Any woman who was smart and stepped out of line. At this point, anything will do. I'm also getting hungry. That's an understatement. It's been a few months since I last had anything at all, and abstinence is not my forte. For all my years being submerged into this world, it's still my least favorite part. Deep down, I don't want to hurt anyone. But if I don't take care of this soon, there might be a bigger problem on my hands. True. Very true. I can look for something or someone down the road, but it's a bit close to home. Then there's that street that runs past the park. Not to mention the coastline might be a safe bet too. I have a few options. Ooh, our first choice. Okay, I'm gonna save here because I would like to come back. Probably do something similar to oh my gosh, why am I forgetting the name? But that monster visual novel demo that I played first thing on my channel. The second video might be like other options and routes because I don't know how long this is, so we'll have to see if there's 1, 2, 3 videos, who knows. But we have a few options. So St. Vincent's, the road, the park, and the bay. Well, I'm intrigued by the hospital. Let's go there. Festivities from the night before are still in full swing. It was bumper to bumper all the way here, and people have continued to loudly celebrate the new year. The date seems to have no bearing on the celebration. Last year of the millennium. Who would have thought I'd ever see the day? As exciting as all that is, it's been very busy on the sidewalk, and that does not bode well for what it's going to be like inside the hospital. There's a queue of ambulances outside the ER, and that's not mentioning the horde I can hear inside. I mean, yeah, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, people get a little rowdy, shit happens, hospitals are busy. This is where someone who values their time might turn around, come back the day after and speak with admin then, but I'm on a deadline. It's not like there's an abundance of cafes who desperately need someone working from 8 in the evening onwards. Here goes nothing. And somehow I managed to walk straight into someone. Great. So much for inhuman resilience when I can't even manage to coordinate myself. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean... Ooh, who are you? It's fine, it's fine. Then he mutters, not the first time it's happened today. The nurse I've just crashed into doesn't look that upset, at least. Mostly tired. There are dark rings under his eyes, and it looks like he might fall asleep where he stands. I don't know how long shifts last nowadays, but I wouldn't be surprised if his has run into the 18th hour. More importantly, he's poised to keep on walking. I look down at his name tag. Isaac, before you go, I'm a little lost. Do you know where HR is? I'm trying to find the hiring manager. There's a beat of silence before he answers, almost like he's a million miles away. Then he snaps back. Yeah, go straight down the hall and then take a right. If you keep going, you'll see Chris's office. And with that, he's off. I don't mind that. Better to get straight to the point. And straight back to what I was doing. His instructions were clear enough, but that's not why I'm meandering. I had known this was a risk to get a job in a place so tightly packed with so many beating hearts, but I hadn't expected it to be like this. There's a plethora of open wounds, bloody bandages, and more. Even beneath the smell of industrial-strength bleach and antiseptic, I can't get it out of my mind. Maybe it was a mistake coming here when I hadn't eaten yet, especially when it seems the entire town has found their way to the emergency room tonight, but I can't go back now. Trying to block my nose, I move past someone's bed that's laid out in the hall, obviously waiting to be moved to a room proper. I try not to notice, but it's impossible. They aren't hooked up to any sort of monitor. Their condition's stable as they sleep. If I happened to satisfy myself now, no one would notice. No one would know. The resume in my hand is long forgotten now as I clench my fists, the paper scrunching as I do so. Oh, I don't know. Decisions. I am going to... I gotta eat somehow, and I'm here. I'll be quick. If anything happens, at least we're in a hospital, or I promptly move past the patient laid up in the bed. If there's no one around, let's risk it. After making sure I'm truly alone in this hallway, I inch closer to the person laid up in the bed. By now, I can feel saliva start to well up in my mouth, which does nothing to ease the guilt that's already begun to settle in. I try so hard to play at being human, but here I am, scarcely able to control myself when confronted with someone unable to protect themselves. How can I say I'm better than the people who hurt me, forced me out of house and home, made me feel less than? Girl, I don't know. All I seem to do is prove them right, and maybe that's what I want to do, deep down inside. Thoughts continue to swirl around, a cacophony of self-hatred as my teeth sink deep into their neck and the first pulses of blood fill my mouth. We couldn't have done it in a less obvious place. Even as the gnawing hunger at the pit of my stomach begins to subside, it's hard to pull away and let the moment end. There's something perverse and thrilling about having someone's life in your hands. What would it be like to earn this trust? To be given it instead of taking it? I wouldn't know. I've never been afforded the benefit of the doubt, and so here I am, clawing at whatever I can get my hands on without a care. I slowly release the person from my grip, their breathing slightly shallower now, but still strong. It's easy to sink to everyone's expectations of me, to indulge in the worst of my behaviors, but I don't know if that's who I want to be anymore. Why should it be up to me to prove them right, when I can just as easily prove them wrong? I don't enjoy crossing that boundary, harming those who have no say in the matter, and it feels even worse under these fluorescent lights. People come here to be helped, to be saved, and instead I'm a scourge that's only making things worse. Well, okay. Well, from here, we can make better decisions. I can pick and choose who is the best target for my own purposes, but at the end of the day, no one person is more deserving than the other. There's always equal risk. That's enough introspection for now. Finally, I decide to dedicate myself in earnest to dropping off my resume and discussing the upcoming interview. There'll be time to ponder over what happened there, but I don't need to get caught up in it right now. What's important is I confirm my interview and get out of here. Too many temptations, too much chaos. I don't need to walk much further, because there I am, face to face with the office I've been seeking. I rap my knuckles on the door and open it up after a bright voice yells, "Come in." "Hey, good evening." He gives me no chance to speak, already ushering me inside and closing the door behind me. "Now, don't tell me, Mary?" No, I'm actually here to inquire about the orderly position. Isra, I sent you an email." "Isra, of course, nice to put a face to the name. Here, hand that right over here. Leave with me and we'll be in a touch about an interview, but... taking a look at this already." He trails off, furrowing his brows as he reads through the paper. I brace myself. There's not a huge amount of experience I could put down, considering all my references are dead and my degree is quite useless. Let's hope I don't have to bust out the fake birth certificate next, because as much as I've tried to make it bulletproof, I don't know how much it can hold up to the scrutiny of an institution. "I think you'll do just fine. You've got all your health and safety done, that's the important part, and we're happy to give people a chance here." Then he drops his tone lower and winks. "And between you and me, there's not enough people lining up for the dirty work." Yeah, it's a buyer's economy. That's not what that saying means, but he still chuckles along with my awkward laugh. "Same email address? Have you got a best contact number?" Not presently. I've recently moved and I'm still getting my landline set up, so... "Don't sell." "Well, that's fine, that's fine. Keep an eye on your inbox and we'll talk then." As quick as he whisked me into the room, he's sending me off on my way. Seems like a busy-going guy, but hey, I won't complain. At least it seems like I've got a solid lead with this path. It's been a while since I worked a proper real job, but this will be a nice change. Independence. Productivity. Who could have seen me back here after all this time? It's too early to think of the future, of continuing education and career paths and promotions, but it feels like the start of something good and new. Now, was there anything else left on my to-do list? Ooh, I could still go to the other places. Let me just do a save. Boop. I kind of just feel like going in order. Look around Darlinghurst. As I'm putting distance between myself and the proverbial scene of the crime, I manage to slam into someone. Again, twice in one day is just embarrassing. What am I, 6? My sense of space has been atrocious. That this is no time for a mental berating. There's an apology on my lips as I stumble back, but not much chance to actually verbalize it. I'd put a hand between us only to find the figure in front of me forcing a card into it and abruptly leaving. Huh? So much for manners. I looked down at the calling card. No name, no explanation, only an address printed neatly on it. Surely this hasn't become the new norm, right? Strangers throwing cards at you and running? But I've seen less plausible before. Whatever this is, it seems a little too well timed. Yeah, this is awfully coincidental. There's far more on this planet than what even I can comprehend, and I've met much of that over the years I've been alive, finding me right after I finish my meal of the evening. At least it's not some kind of wannabe vampire hunter. I could do without a stake in the heart, or my head lopped off. Maybe it's arrogance. Maybe it's down to my wealth of experience, but there's not much that I can't handle, and not much I like leaving uncovered. So yes, the prospect of going to this address has piqued my interest. It's not too far from my own flat. It's only a couple minutes down the road. In fact, it's only a few buildings from this very alleyway I found myself in. Taking another minute to debate myself, I already know what part is winning this fight. I take off in the right direction and start counting down the numbers on the establishments I pass. This haven that humanity has created for music, debauchery, and, well, it's certainly not love, but something else starting with the letter L. It's quite the mesmerizing little spot. Hey, Lovebirds International. So mesmerizing, in fact, that it seems like it's attracted its own set of unique guests. No wonder I found my way here too. I arrive at the destination, and the inkling I had before has now been confirmed. It's a small hole in the wall, an inconspicuous entrance with a door all painted black. Whatever it houses, though, even from out here I can smell the mess of aromas from deep within those walls. There's certainly nothing human about it. Ooh! When I listen close enough, there's a thrum unlike anything out on the streets. It's loud and infectious and mean. And then there's the howls, filtering through the air unheard over the noise of the city in its own beat. Werewolves. Clearly. Not that I mind, they always are the most fun. Ooh. Lights, camera, action. There are bright flashes all around me as strobes flicker in the dark, making the sea of figures move in snapshot perfection. There are people in all states of transformation, their bodies merging into a beast of its own. But it doesn't look like it's only werewolves in here. There's the odd apparition, translucent and reflective. Lots of smoke, too. It's wafting through the air, obscuring the true depth of this den that I've found myself stumbling into. The ingenuity of my own kin never fails to surprise me. I'm not exactly dressed for the occasion, seeing as half my wardrobe is from the last century and the other half managed to get lost at sea. Huh? But no matter. The music is vibrant and powerful, loud enough that it vibrates right through me. It's impossible to resist, and soon I find myself shutting my eyes, allowing the waves of those around me to guide my movement. It's a peaceful few moments, enough to lose myself in so that I can forget about the hunger deep inside that's already mounting again. Girl, I just ate. What's happening? Until someone taps my shoulder, dragging me back into the world of the living. Ooh, who are you? I don't think I've ever seen you around, little vampling. She's tall, so much taller than I am. Everything about her is sharp edges and danger, from the spikes in her lapels to the hand on her hips. It only takes me a second to assess and resume what I was doing before, eyeing her as I begin to follow the rhythm of the music. And I assume you're the muscle of this place? You didn't do well enough keeping me out, if that was your job. She snorts, steadfast and still as a rock. Everyone around her seems to be repelled, as if she's got an atmosphere of her own. There's no stopping her, it seems. That's a poor observation on your behalf. If I were involved, you wouldn't have even reached the front door. Despite her proclamation that she's not security, she still looks me up and down. And then once more for good measure. Hey yo, like what you see? You don't cause any trouble, and there won't be any trouble for you. Her accent sounds thicker now, forcing the words out with such heat that would almost be enough to bring me back to life. Y'all, I know this isn't Sydney. I'm not about to attempt an accent. You're just going to have to suspend disbelief. Pretend that I am doing an excellent accent right now. Feisty, but not without good reason. Cross my heart and hope to die. That doesn't amuse her. Of course it wouldn't. But she still releases a sigh, barely audible if not for my keen perception. It seems that I've passed whatever little test she had set out for me. The bar is over there. She flicks her hair in the direction of a somehow larger group of people, all buzzing around what must be the so-called bar. I'm not sure what it is that starved dogs eat, but what better time to find out than now? Oh god, excuse me. I'm not the only one with a penchant for blood. Yeah, did they serve blood here? Did I not have to eat the person at the hospital? Before I take off, or more accurately, before my unexpected guest can, I reach out my hand. Isra, I'm sure I'll be seeing you around. She doesn't take it. Why would she? And she narrows her eyes before answering in turn. But before she can return to wherever she appeared from, she still decides to add her name, quiet and firm. Then she disappears into the crowd. I don't think we will, if you know what's good for you. Alex! Alex, huh? It suits her quite well. Hello? Who are you? Hi! You're cool looking. The bar is exactly where she said it would be, but my oh my. I could have never expected what, or better, who, was manning it. I've never seen a reanimated skeleton before, but this one's slinging drinks like nothing else. I love that. That's so cool. This is so detailed. This looks awesome. Huh. It seems they've really carved out a sanctuary for themselves here. Eventually, the hollow eyes of the skeleton's skull find their way to me, or at least it becomes evident they have when he addresses me. There's a little name tag hung right on his collarbone. Now that's a name I haven't heard for a couple centuries. Aurelius! Welcome to Sweetheart's basement. Ooh, you're looking rosy. Found a patron to sink your teeth into, eh? No matter what. Oh, no matter. What can I get for you? Looking for seconds? I never. I'm not sure why that flustered me, considering I wasn't hunting in the club, but most definitely in the vicinity of it. I seemed to want to save face. Come now, don't be shy. We're all friends of under the darkness of night. There's plenty of people that wouldn't mind a bit of Fang. There's a pregnant pause. I'm not dignifying that with a response. Although, excuse me, water. Although, that information might be useful in the future. I'm winking if you couldn't tell. Anyway, tell me what tickles your fancy, and I'll get you set right up. Ooh, this looks fun. Ghoul's blood, the gravedigger, liquid web, sweet poison, or death in the afternoon. Well, ghoul's blood sounds like blood, but it probably isn't. I do like the name of death in the afternoon. Let's try that. Not a bad break. It's not like I can be going out each night to, well, party, but this'll be an easy supplement. Not much needed for hunting when you can just buy it, hey? Convenience in a bottle. The next rush of people crowd the bar and I have to shimmy past, accidentally sloughing the decayed skin of a ghoul. Ooh! I mutter a quick sorry as I keep moving. Oh no. Yikes! That's worse than spilling a drink on someone. Back on the floor in earnest, I start to sip at the drink in my hand. Well, sip is putting it politely. It's hard to stop once the first drop hits my tongue, and I find myself draining it quickly. The pit of hunger in my stomach was worse than I realized. As I get my first proper taste of sustenance for the evening, I realize that the white noise that has been swirling around me has finally begun to subside. The pressing bodies of the people here tonight don't feel as overwhelming, and the lights don't seem as bright anymore. And most of all, the bone-deep fatigue has disappeared. It feels like I've been moving through quicksand for the past month, barely keeping upright. Sometimes I forget life can be more than surviving. Somewhere along the way, I'd become too used to a threadbare life. Now, the evening is truly mine to seize. I wonder what I should do while I still have time to kill. Ooh! Find Alex in the crowd or mingle with Aurelius. Alex is cool, but she didn't seem too thrilled with me right now, so I'm gonna mingle with Aurelius. Why not talk to the bartender? That's usually what people do when they want to get the lay of the land. Besides, they hear all the best gossip, right? If Aurelius doesn't have any tips, then at least I might be able to idly listen to some drama. As much as I like to think myself above it, there's little I have for entertainment right now. It's also, we're kind of new in town, or at least in this century, so yeah, I think picking up information would be good. Note to self, buy a TV once I get my first paycheck, if I can afford it after rent. It seems it's settled down again, with people slowly receding from around the bar, and I take that as my opportunity to slide back in again. No refunds. It's hard getting that blood, so you best appreciate it. Oh, no, I wouldn't dream. I love it, thank you. It's hard to get a read on someone with holes for eyes, but I suppose I'd say he looks at me inquisitively. He gets back to cleaning off the counter and organizing some of the glasses that have been delivered to him from the back. You planning on sticking around here all night or what? Spit it out, will you? I was hoping you might have some advice for a new face and all. I don't know too many people around here. What, never been in a city before? Keep your head down, get to work, and get loose on the weekends. Not that hard to stick to, eh? I suppose I was hoping for more tangible advice? There's a lot of... I wave my hand, trying to get the point across. In all my years, I've never quite found the right words to describe our lot. Monsters too loaded, and creatures too cruel. Anyway, I was wondering if we have anything to worry about. Wherever we are, there's always something to worry about. But it's easier these days. Phew, 50 years ago, we'd be having a different conversation. And 100 years would have been an even worse one. Nothing that I wouldn't have heard before. Yeah, I guess you'd know about that nasty business all too well. Things can be complicated, but no one's dying from that anymore. Huh? 100 years ago. My brain is not helping when the Black Plague was. I think that's earlier, way earlier, right? Couldn't have been 1800s. Way earlier. I don't freaking know. He slings a cloth over his shoulder and leans in close. The music is still thumping loudly, loud enough to cover up the conversation, but I don't blame him. I wouldn't push it though. You never know what could tip the scales. I've seen peaceful times and I've seen hostile. It can change just like that. He snaps his fingers as punctuation before leaning back out. I hear you loud and clear. No murders on your doorstep. But is that really a promise I can keep? I suppose I'll have to. I hope so! If not for my own safety, but for theirs. That seems to be sobering enough for my taste. I finish my drink and leave the glass on the table, waving goodbye to Aurelius. Oh! There's hardly any time left in my day, with the sun fast approaching, and the world I've since become estranged to has begun waking up. I can see the sky start to turn pale and blue. As much as I love the summer months, with everything around me blooming with life and color, I find myself being locked out at the very best of it. The nights are short and the days are long, and even if my world teems with people of every kind, I'm not one of them and I never will be. But even if someone in this position might find themselves overwhelmed with loneliness, I can't help but still feel connected with it all. I thought it was winter. Didn't we say it was winter earlier? Is it winter and we're just reminiscing about summer? It's hard to feel down when the weather is warm. Fruit bats are streaking the skies, and the cockatoos are screeching as they squabble and swarm. Lazily trailing my way back home, I watch as clouds pass me by, and people on their morning commute start to find their ways to cars, taxis, and the like. Yeah, did I just misunderstand something earlier? I thought we said it was winter. There's the few that were out late, tired and jovial, finding their way back to their beds the same as I. Today was successful. I don't have all the answers yet, but I at least know there's a way forward out of this uncertainty. I could really see myself living a life here. There was a time where I never thought about money, sustainability, staying grounded in one place. Worry wasn't something I ever considered myself with, but now I'm intimately acquainted with it. I can't alienate myself, though. I know just as well as anyone else that if the bodies start piling up right outside my doorstep, I won't have a place to return to. With such a high concentration of, well, let's say, strangeness in the area, I wouldn't be surprised if the other side of the coin has been attracted to this place too. Hunters, to be exact. It's a new world, but it's not that new. I'll need to keep a low profile and balance some of my accidents accordingly. I find myself at the entrance of the apartment building and brace myself for the hike upstairs. How do we not have an elevator? I should really get started on these boxes sometime soon. After all, I want to become a permanent fixture rather than a transient one myself. As those final thoughts drift through my mind, I find myself being pulled into my slumber. Ooh, view view. Hazy. It's too hazy. I thought becoming a vampire would bring new clarity, but the world has lost its color, and the wonders that I thought would be waiting for me have turned out to be lacking. I can't even tell how many decades have passed since I turned. Everything is blended into oppressing darkness. I don't think I could have anticipated how small my world is now. No food, no drink, no friends. There's only dead bodies for company and my sire. Above me is a clandestine oil lamp, searing its image into my iris. If I stare long enough, I can imagine what it feels to have the sun beat down onto me again. There's nothing but the bitter aftertaste of regret lingering in my mouth. I can't find it in myself to move from my chair. I feel frozen in time. I am frozen in time. What even is left for something like me? Not dead, not living? Stuck in limbo while everything I touch withers away. I feel a gentle caress on my arm, bringing me back into reality. It's been far too easy to float away lately, untethered to this earth and enamored with what lies beyond the darkness waiting for me. I wonder if I even have a soul left that will be allowed to wander. Come with me. It's been too long since you've stretched your legs. Her voice is so gentle and soothing in my ear, but I don't have any will left in me. I only wish to close my eyes and let myself drift away. When I don't answer, her hand moves down into my own. If you eat, you'll feel better. There's little wonder you're so fatigued. Please come with me. Tonight won't be the same. Blood. It's always blood. It's my never-ending curse. The final barrier between oblivion, and all I can ever seem to do is rip it away for my own selfish desires. I turn away, shutting my eyes closed and focusing on the outline of the light left in my vision. I miss the sun. I miss the day. I miss feeling warmth on my skin and warmth inside me. Eventually, she leaves my side. Although when, I cannot be sure. Minutes and days are one and the same in this eternal life I've found myself in. I blink away the scene and find myself staring at the inside of my coffin. It's just making me ponder. Very interesting. The memory used to fill me with melancholy, forced me back into the same sadness I found myself wasting the days with, but now not so much. It's far enough in the past to no longer hurt me. Yeah, because it's like in this little flashback where like we have no idea how long it's really been since we've been turned, but probably long enough that it's been a while, but we're still disconnected. Interesting. I can't allow myself to be chained to what happened to me. I can only make myself move forward. As sure as the sun is to rise and set, I am sure to live another day. There is no sorrow in it. But at the same time, somewhere deep inside of me, there's a coldness that I can't quite shake. Sighing, I exit my bed and get started on what's to come. I've got some time to kill before my interview, but it never hurts getting there early. Not to mention, I don't want to accidentally lose track of time. I could also check out the club again and see if Alex is around, if I really want to torture myself. There's also a few locations that I haven't seen yet. Maybe it'll be good to get acquainted with some more of the locals? Or, I could pick up some supplies from the pharmacy that I passed by on the way home the other day. Doesn't hurt to have some backup in case anything goes wrong during dinner one of these days. Oh my gosh, this is a much longer demo than I thought it would be. I feel like I am going to leave this here for now. Gasp. I'll make sure to save. We'll pick up, see what location we want to go to next. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this so far. I'm very intrigued. I'm very intrigued by what's going on. who we are, these new people we're meeting. Um, I will probably go back and check out if we go chat with Alex instead of Aurelius, what that scene is. But yeah, I think we'll leave this here for now. So thank you for joining me. I hope you're staying safe, happy, healthy wherever you are. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.